If you're considering the Wilmington area and you have a family, you're gonna want to stay tuned for this video. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. I'm Avery. I'm with the Legacy Group at eXp Realty, and as much as I love making these videos for you guys about all things living in southeastern North Carolina, I would love even more to help you with the real estate needs. So the phone number and email address popping up on your screen, that is the best way to get in contact with me. So whether it's call, text, or email, I am the one that responds to all those calls, texts, and emails, and I would love to have a conversation and see how I can best help. But without further ado, guys, today we're discussing the top neighborhoods in or around the Wilmington area for families to move to. And this is not an all-inclusive list. This does not by any means highlight every single neighborhood that families should be looking at in Wilmington, because there are so many great neighborhoods. But I picked a few that I haven't really discussed at length, and we're looking at, school districts, we're looking at safety, we're looking at things to do and amenities and close proximity to, things around town, that kind of thing. So without further ado, the first neighborhood that we're discussing today is River Lights. I do have a video that highlights this neighborhood, but it is one of the more popular neighborhoods in Wilmington. It's located on the western side of Wilmington, right on the Cape Fear River, and this neighborhood honestly offers everything. It offers it all to its residents. The amenities in this neighborhood include restaurants, shopping, bike and walking paths, a massive community pool, playgrounds, kayaking launch, and multiple aesthetic ponds and pathways around it for running, walking, walking the kids or the dogs, that kind of thing. And for those reasons, for the amenities specifically, this is a very family-friendly neighborhood. Even if you have a weekend with nothing to do, doesn't really matter. You don't need to leave the neighborhood because there's just so much to do in River Lights. River Lights is located about 15 minutes from downtown Wilmington and about 20 or so from Carolina Beach. And so whether you're looking for a downtown vibe, whether you're looking for the beach vibe, you can absolutely get it within a stone's throw away from River Lights. One of the other reasons that I really like River Lights for families is because it's multi-generational. River Lights has one of the few retirement communities in the Wilmington area. It's called Del Webb at River Lights. And so what I've had people do, I've had families who grandparents move into Del Webb, right? Parents move into River Lights, and that way the grandkids can have their grandparents nearby, for whether it's babysitting, whether it's just seeing your grandparents more often. But I've had generations move together in this neighborhood and be right next door to each other. So if you are hesitant about whether or not you're gonna be able to find housing in or around the same area as your parents or grandparents, whatever have you, River Lights is fantastic because there's plenty of options. Whether it's Del Webb or just in River Lights proper, you can find plenty of houses to keep the family close together. Now, the residents of River Lights do benefit from decent schools in the area. They're not by any means, the highest ranking schools in Wilmington. However, they are a part of New Hanover County school districts, and I never really hear anybody complain about the schools. And so with that said, you can rest assured that your children are gonna be getting a decent education where academics and extracurriculars are plentiful. Now, River Lights does have some waterfront vibes, with all of the ponds / lakes, whatever you wanna call them, in the area. But then the Cape Fear River, River Lights does give you a high-end professional feel. And the builders in River Lights are really good builders. And the price points are anywhere from about $400,000 up to about $1 million plus, depending on where you are and the size of the house in the neighborhood. And so all of that kind of makes it great for families because you can pick and choose whatever stage of life you're at. River Lights has an option for you. Now, the downside about River Lights, in my personal opinion, is that you don't have very big lot sizes. So if you're looking for a bigger lot, for the kids to play in the backyard, maybe have a swing set, that kind of thing, you don't really get a lot of space in River Lights. You don't have a lot of privacy. So if you can't handle that, then River Lights isn't gonna be your place. The houses are relatively close together. There's not many mature trees, if at all, and the backyard sizes are just not the biggest. But that does bring me into neighborhood number 2, Pine Valley Estates. Pine Valley Estates is located right in Midtown, and it's right off of the golf course, but it does offer bigger lot sizes and a little bit more mature landscaping and a mature neighborhood feel. It is not a clean-cut River Lights, for example. It does have mature trees. It does have very, very little restrictions throughout the neighborhood. So you'll see above-ground pools, in-ground pools. You'll see some people keeping up with their grass, others don't, right? But it is that more mature neighborhood. So while some people look for that nice, mature neighborhood with higher HOAs for more restrictions and more, property value, security and things like that, Pine Valley Estates is a little bit more for the people that just want peace, seclusion, some bigger yards. It's a little bit of a more suburban style neighborhood, but it's tucked away, and you'll see, if you drive through any given day, you'll see kids riding their bikes through the neighborhood, kids and parents going for walks, people out in the pool or mowing the lawn, and everyone waves, everyone is super friendly, and it just gives a really nice neighborhood vibe. It's a nice central location in Midtown, and it has parks nearby, and it has decent school systems as well as golf courses right in the neighborhood, but also pretty close outside of the neighborhood too. It's about a 15-minute drive to the beach, and it's about 20 minutes or so to downtown Wilmington. And so whatever the vibe, it's really not a bad drive. And there are things to do around the area as well, whether it's the trampoline park, whether it's the water park, Jungle Rapids, or getting down to the aquarium. Pine Valley Estates has a very central location. So as a parent, you don't need to drive very far to do the kind of things that you're looking to do. Also, the YMCA is right nearby. So whether it's an after school program or just a daycare program while you go and work out at the gym, or getting them involved in intramural sports at the Y, Pine Valley Estates is a wonderful location. Now, the downside about Pine Valley Estates to some people is that the homes are older. You're looking 1950s, 1970s, into the 2000s. There are some that are completely revamped and some that are completely brand new, but a lot of the houses are a bit more mature, in the late 1900s, which some people really like. I am personally not opposed to older homes. I grew up in upstate New York, so that's the norm to me, right? That is not older to me. But here, anything older than like 2010 is considered an older home. So if you're not a fan of those 1950s, those 1970s or 80s style homes, brick ranches, that kind of thing, then this might not be the neighborhood for you. But if you do like a little bit more mature settings, bigger lots, and still close to everything that you need around town, Pine Valley Estates is a great opportunity. And the price points in Pine Valley Estates are anywhere from about $250,000 up to about $1 million. But it really is gonna depend on the street you're on, the size of the house, and how new or upgraded the house actually is. So this neighborhood offers a ton for families, especially families that are sort of moving up in real estate. Maybe they sold their first home, and now they're moving up into a higher price point. This neighborhood is perfect for it. Now, Pine Valley Estates doesn't have any amenities other than the golf course that's attached to it, but that's not something like you pay for in the HOA. It's just something you can take part in if you want to. And so some people see that as a downside, but other people don't really care. I personally don't need amenities in my neighborhood. In fact, my neighborhood, we don't have any amenities, but I have 25 chickens. I have a big lot that backs up to woods. I have a pool, right? I can do whatever I want on my property. Some people like doing that, like me, but some people like the amenities. So if you want amenities in the neighborhood, Pine Valley Estates probably isn't gonna be the neighborhood for you. But that moves me into Marsh Oaks. Marsh Oaks is located right in Ogden, and so it's sort of on the east side of Wilmington, northeast side of Wilmington, near Wrightsville Beach. And so a lot of people think of this area in terms of Mayfair. Mayfair Shopping Center is right down the road, 5 minutes down the road from Marsh Oaks. And the reason I like Marsh Oaks is because it does have those amenities. It has a pool, tennis courts, pickleball courts, basketball courts. It does have sidewalks and all of that jazz in the neighborhood, and it also has a ton to choose from in terms of real estate. You can enter into Marsh Oaks right around the $400,000, $450,000 price point, but you are going to be getting a smaller home and probably one of the brick patio homes at that price point. But you can go all the way up to a Marsh front property in the $1 million range. And then there's everything in between. But this is one of the more family-friendly neighborhoods, in my opinion, in Ogden, because you always see kids playing basketball at the basketball court, you know, adults playing tennis, kids in the pool, you know, moms walking their kids in the strollers, you know, and just kids playing in the yard. You do have generous sized lots, around a ½ acre or so, and lots of mature landscaping. This is not a clean-cut neighborhood, even though it has a really nice feel to it, really clean feel to it because of the HOA, but you do have mature trees and mature landscaping. Now, a big reason why I really like Marsh Oaks is because once you leave the neighborhood, you have Aldi right there, you have Walmart Supercenter right there, you have restaurants right there, you know, so all of the grocery shopping, whether you need to get you know, groceries, you need to get a oil change on your car, your tires rotated, or you're looking to go to a restaurant with the family, it's all within a stone's throw away of Marsh Oaks. And then not to mention, it's right next to Wrightsville Beach, so you don't have to deal with that much traffic getting onto Wrightsville Beach, or it's just a quick 40-minute drive up to Topsail Island if you wanted to go explore Hampstead, Surf City, and that area in the Topsail region. Now, Ogden is known for its better schools in the New Hanover County School District. So Marsh Oaks, benefiting from that, makes it a fantastic family environment because you know that your kids are taking part in one of the better school systems in New Hanover County. And so if you can swing the higher price point, if you like that more mature neighborhood, but also with HOA and the amenities, then Marsh Oaks is going to be a great option for you. But with that, it really does offer a lot for the kids too. And it's right next to Ogden Park. So whether it's a school event, like a sports practice or game or something like that, or you know, your kid's into skateboarding or biking or any sport, or you just like to go for a walk, you know, there are public tennis courts and baseball fields and football fields, soccer fields, skate park over there at Ogden Park. And I do have a lengthier video about Ogden, the parks, you know, the benefits of Ogden and living in Ogden right here in the corner that you can check out after this video. But that is all reasons why I absolutely love Marsh Oaks for families. And now moving on to one of the neighborhoods that I've absolutely fallen in love with recently is Masonboro Forest. And the reason I really like this neighborhood is because it feels so stately. It feels like you are in a luxury neighborhood. The houses are grand, big brick front estates. You have decent sized yards, 1/3 of an acre, 1/2 an acre, 3/4 of an acre, lots of mature landscaping and trees. You do have ponds with fountains, and you have a clubhouse with a pool and tennis courts, as well as sidewalks throughout the neighborhood. But Masonboro Forest is located on the southeast part of Wilmington, and it's right next to the water. So you can get down to the Intercoastal Waterway pretty quickly and get out onto Masonboro Island, which is a family hotspot. Whether you're kayaking out there, you take a small fishing boat out there, whether you camp or just spend the day fishing with your kids, it is a hot spot to go out and explore. But Masonboro Forest, you know, ranges, it's on the higher end of the price point for these neighborhoods, but you're really in that $600,000 price point up to about $1 million. And you have really nice brick face homes with a lot of space, and honestly just looks so grand, like you are in a $1 million neighborhood. But it's a nice tucked away neighborhood. It feels very private from the rest of the world, and with private streets that you can walk around, you know, take your kids for a bike ride, take them skateboarding or whatever. There's so much that you can benefit from in this neighborhood as a family. You know, a lot of these houses have pools, whether it is in-ground or above ground, but you do need HOA approval to get some of those things. And so I would consider this neighborhood a bit of the move up type neighborhood. You know, it's certainly not gonna be a first time home buyer neighborhood. I don't know, maybe it is, but anytime you're up over $600,000, typically not gonna be your first home. But this would be great for any family that has, you know, a couple kids, whether it's 3 kids, 4 kids, you know, lots of space in these homes, and they have perfect yards for family outings. And then right next door is East and Mason. East and Mason is a newer neighborhood, almost brand new neighborhood. They're still building, but it is a beautiful, luxurious neighborhood. You can get homes in East and Mason for right around that $550 to $600 number, and you can also get townhouses in this neighborhood. Now, the townhouses are considered luxury townhomes, and they're about $550,000, but they are luxury, they're huge, and they're beautiful. And so if you are a young professional with a family, and you don't really want the lawn maintenance, you don't want the exterior maintenance of a home, this might be a perfect opportunity to get into these townhouses while still being in an incredible neighborhood with a pool, tennis courts, walking paths, so on and so forth. But East and Mason does have a ton of custom homes as well. And so you can get a ton of space in these houses with nice 3-car garages, and honestly, everything just feels so luxurious. But the houses in the start of the neighborhood are right at that 600 to 700 number. In the back of the neighborhood toward the Intercoastal Waterway or some of the creeks, you can easily get into the 1.2, 1.3 million mark. And so while this is not a first-time homebuyer neighborhood, it does offer a little bit for everyone. And the kids absolutely love it. They love the pool, you know, the walking paths, playground, whatever have you. It's an amazing neighborhood for families. If you want to feel like you're in a luxury neighborhood without that price tag and still be so close to everything, Masonboro Loop can get you into Carolina Beach within about 20 minutes or so. Can also get you to Wrightsville Beach within 20 minutes or so. You can get to downtown Wilmington within 20 minutes. And you can get to the hospital within 20 minutes and the airport about 35 minutes or so. And so it really is a nice central location for both Masonboro Forest and East and Mason, but 2 neighborhoods in one of my favorite areas in Wilmington that I think are great for families. And so while there are many neighborhoods that I could have put in this video, I chose these ones because it kind of gives you a glimpse of the variety of homes, variety of neighborhoods, different feels, different age ranges, that kind of thing on different parts of town. And quite frankly, they're some of my favorite neighborhoods in the area and a little bit more popular amongst my clients. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments about these neighborhoods, or you're looking to make a move, whether it's 9 days or 90 days, my phone number and email address are right there on the screen. Shoot me a call, a text, an email, and I would love to have a conversation and see how I can best help. But until the next video, guys, peace. We'll see you later. Bye.